Leinier with us after that crazy finish to that time scramble in that game. But Leinier, you had a difficult game today with the Black Peas against a player that you know oh so well, Fabiano Caruana, and you defended very accurately. How are you feeling about your performance in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough game. I played this idea with b5 in the opening, which is kind of unusual, taking the game from typical Italian positions, I think, more to Spanish positions, more like a Marshall or Bishop c5. And I thought Bishop b6 was precise, but I'm not sure because I'm stopping. I mean, not really stopping, but the idea is always to meet Bishop b5 with knight a7. But then after knight c4, I spend my usual 40-minute think because I didn't understand exactly how I should proceed. There are many lines, but I didn't see anything that I liked so much. For example,
and one of the things that we were struggling with was all these changes in pawn structures. Were you experiencing the same troubles?
Yeah, of course. So many different structures and a bit unusual structures. Like, for example, I could get this knight b5 ab, and then knight takes b6 cb with the pawn on b4 and the pawn on b2, or without the pawns. Yeah, so I can allow white to play c4, and then I can also take on c3 and go for this position, which is what I finally decided. But yeah, I was trying to see if there is any other interest. For example, there was bishop takes f2, also interesting move. King
At what
takes
point?
and then c6, but then yeah, instead of bc3.
Bishop takes f2 here. King takes f2.
King f2, c6.
c6, yeah.
But then there is knight takes d6, I thought.
It seems like c takes b4 gives white a decisive advantage.
cb, ab.
Knight takes b5.
No, I mean ab4.
A takes b4.
Then maybe knight takes
b6?
No. I mean instead of cb5.
A takes b4 here, yes. Bishop to e3.
But then knight takes d6 probably.
Bishop to e3.
Bishop e3. Ah, yeah, cb, ab.
Yes, and you lose.
Yeah, I had also similar idea to play also after bc, bishop c5, with the idea to play c6.
BC, bishop b5, yeah?
Yeah, bishop, no, I thought bishop c5 in this position, knight takes a5 and c6. Knight takes c6, knight takes, bishop takes f2, and king takes f2, queen b6. And I thought if bishop e3, queen c6, there is some compensation, but yeah, of course knight d4 here wins.
Yeah, knight d4, if you take, I take your rook.
So yeah, I think I played more or less normal, and it should be slightly worse. But then, yeah, I was expecting more AB, to be honest, instead of CB.
And he played CB very quickly. Tell us about differences.
I thought this position
between AB and CB.
Basically, I didn't really consider CB much. I thought it leads to a symmetrical structure, and black should be more or less fine, although it's also worse. But I was more concerned about AB because then his pawn structure is very solid, and in the long term, I could have some issues with these pawns on b6 and d6.
So at some point you go bishop a3,
yeah,
maybe rook c1, and then d4, yeah?
Yeah, so I thought I would play knight d7 on f5, but it still should be better for white here, I think.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right in your
assessment.
So
yeah, after CB, I was a bit surprised, and then I thought, yeah, it's also worse. But then when I found this d5, I was happy because at least, I mean, I'm down a pawn, but then my play it's much easier somehow.
Yeah, and you set up a beautiful blockade. It was quite funny. We were looking at this position with the engines, and at some point after this move, queen g3, it was actually giving you the advantage after this move, rook to e6, with a pawn down. Did you ever think that in this position you could potentially be better
Yeah, I mean, black is so solid now with the knight on d5 and this knight on c6. It's a bit funny there. It has no much prospects. So I did see, like, if I could take the e-file somehow, someday I could be even better. But I was so short on time that I decided to play my moves quickly. I saw a natural move and I just played it. I didn't bother to look for alternatives at this point.
Well, Leinier, still a very good and positive result for you with the black pieces drawing against the defending champion. Congratulations. Go get your energy. Guys, any questions for
No,
Leinier?
just great defense, Leinier. Keep it up.